Hey, welcome back to Platform. So Valentine's Day is just around the corner. So this week we've picked 5 of our greatest ever love stories. And of course at the end there's a chance to win all 5. Okay, to kick things off, we couldn't have a video about love stories without of course mentioning this one. The Fault in Our Stars by John Green. I'm guessing a lot of you have read it, but in case you haven't, it follows a teenage girl called Hazel who has terminal cancer. She meets a boy called Gus in her Cancer Kids support group, and it really focuses on their relationship. Now it sounds incredibly tragic and it is a real tearjerker, but it's also really funny, beautiful and incredibly life-affirming. If you haven't yet read The Fault in Our Stars, I think now's the time to do. Next up we have a classic. It's James Baldwin's Giovanni's Room. This is set in 1950s Paris and follows David, an American living there. He's just proposed to his girlfriend at the start of the book, but he's secretly really struggling with his sexuality. He then meets Giovanni, an Italian barman, and they go on to have this incredibly explosive, intense affair, but David really can't handle what that means for his life. Now it's such a tiny book, but there's so much going on in this. At its heart, it's this really smart, nuanced story about isolation and acceptance. Next up we have Jojo Moyes' Me Before You. The book follows Will, who was this incredibly successful athletic guy who has this terrible motorcycle accident and is left paralysed. Lou has recently found herself unemployed and by chance accepts a job as Will's carer. The book is really about their relationship and how they have this incredibly profound effect on each other's lives. And it's going to be a massive film later this year starring Emilia Clarke from Game of Thrones. Next up we have Charlotte Bronte's Jane Eyre. Now a lot of you will be familiar with it because it's a classic, but just in case you're not, it follows the fictional story of Jane Eyre, who's an orphan. As a child she goes through a really tough time and has a lot of really dark and horrible experiences, but she manages to still do really well and become a governess. It's in her job as a governess that she meets and falls in love with her employer, Mr. Rochester. But their relationship is not smooth sailing at all. There's some real twists and turns between these two. Now this year is Charlotte Bronte's bicentenary, which means she would be celebrating her 200th birthday. If you'd like to know a little bit more about Charlotte Bronte, Hannah Witten made an amazing video for us talking about why she's awesome, so we'll link that here and in the description. Now there are loads of different editions of Jane Eyre, but we absolutely love these vintage classics, and these are the ones that we'll be giving away. Lastly, we have The Time Traveller's Wife by Audrey Niffenegger. This is a beautiful love story between Claire and Henry. Henry has this rare condition which means he'll suddenly be pulled from the past or into the future, and it's about how they navigate their love and relationship between them while Henry is constantly jumping through time. That's our pick of 5 great love stories. We hope you enjoyed them. If you would like to win all 5 books mentioned in this video, all you have to do is subscribe to our channel and leave us a comment letting us know which book you'd most like to read, or if you've read some of them, which one you most enjoyed. That's it from me, and I'll see you next week.